caught some teammates off guard when you had that juke to keep that touchdown in play. What do you hear in terms of feedback from them?
They were loving it. I mean, I was loving it too, shoot.
You're pretty good after the catch. Where does that kind of come from?
Just a mindset. I just don't want to go down. It also comes with just a comfortability level after last year. I got the ball more than I have like any other season that I played. So every time I get the ball, I'm a little more comfortable. The game is definitely slowed down. It just comes a little more naturally now.
Was it one of those things where you caught the ball before, the only thing we're saying is just protect it?
Yeah, protect it, get upfield. Well, now it's like you can kind of take a second and diagnose a little bit more. But
Do you think opposing defenses are giving you enough attention for that one particular touchdown and you're wide open?
I mean, it's hard. I mean, we have an offense that, I mean, pick who you want to guard, and the other guys are gonna, get open as well. So, I mean, obviously, I think it's a big product of who we have here and how many weapons we have. So, guys like me and Blake kind of get slid under the radar a little bit, which gives us good ops. So, for sure.
You mentioned the play a little bit. Can you take us through what's going through your mind on that second touchdown? Like, at what point do you know I need to head in or are you reading it?
Well, as soon as I caught it, I kind of looked inside and I saw just like the pursuit angles. And so I knew, I was like, well, I just got to get him going upfield. So I was like looking to cut back for like 10 yards and I put my right foot in the ground. And I don't know how the hole opened up the way it did, but I mean, I literally, like, I zoned in, I literally saw the end zone and I just looked right at that line. I was like, I'm getting that line.
When you look at the Carolina Panthers defense, what do you see?
They're an aggressive defense. They fly around, a whole lot of effort. They get a lot of playmakers. Obviously they've had some guys go down. But I think they're a great, talented defense. A lot of speed, aggressive linebackers. They're going to pose a good challenge to us, and I know we're going to pose a good challenge to them too.
What did your phone look like after that game?
I had it on Do Not Disturb. So, like, I came back into a quiet phone, and then, yeah, on the way home, it was blowing up. But
Matt Rule was talking today about Dak's mastery of this offense. He compared it to Drew Brees and Peyton Manning in terms of calling the game at the line of scrimmage. How have you seen Dak's, in-game adjustments and understanding of the defenses evolve?
We go in with a really good game plan. Kellen obviously puts us in great spots, and Dak just controls the whole thing. I mean, he's the maestro. He's getting everybody lined up, making sure everybody's on the same page. I mean, he's in complete command out there, and he looks just so comfortable when he's out there too. It's good to have him back.
Do you believe this offense is best with maintaining the tempo? And if so,
100%.
what's the impact that you've seen when that's going?
I mean, the Tampa game was obviously hot and humid. Obviously there were times where we were tired, and then you look across the line and you see the D-line with their hands on their knees, and you realize that they're just as tired, if not more tired than you are. And you know what you're doing. You know where you're going. You don't have to react. So I think having that tempo, having that kind of, our offense gets a lot of plays a game. So putting ourselves in that position is definitely advantageous to us.
Zeke mentioned something similar that, it sucks when you're tired, but then you see they're even more tired.
Yeah.
What kind of that,
Oh, yeah.
is that almost...
Well, that's like the fun games. Like when you get moments like that, that's like when football is really fun, because then it's just a battle of will. That's all it boils down to.
Yeah, it happened Monday night when all the plays you guys were running in the first half. Did that occurred?
I think so. There was a couple times where like offensive line would come back to huddle and, hey, they're tired. Like, let's go. But yeah, I think having the tempo is definitely a good thing for us.
Since you've been here, it's been Zeke 90% of the time. That's the runner, right? What has Tony kind of brought to the run game?
Very complementary style. Zeke's a super downhill power back, run you over. TP's just going to run by you. If you don't take the right angle on him, he's going to hit a second gear. And I mean, when Zeke hits a hole, obviously, he's cramming dirty runs that are gains of 4 or 5 that turn into 8, 9, 10 with him being a power back. But Tony gets on the edge. I mean, people expect, a running back to come through like Zeke, and all of a sudden TP just hits it and is gone. So I think they give a great 1-2 punch. Having both guys in the backfield playing well is definitely good for us.
You factor in a 17-game season, how important is it to have
Very.
those complementary styles?
Very, yeah. I mean, every good backfield has at least 2 guys that are, complementary.
Physically, what's the challenge of being someone who takes pride in his blocking, wants to be involved in that respect, but also to be someone in the open field after the catch who can do the things that you want to do? It seems a lot. Those never have seem like a lot for one person. How do you approach that?
I think that that's kind of what separates the good tight ends from the really great tight ends. They're able to do both really well. I mean, you look at the top guys in the game right now: Waller, Kelsey, Kittle. Those guys all block really well. They're great after the catch. They're great getting open. So I think that's just the challenge for everybody else, is making sure that you can truly do both at all times. Obviously, it helps your offense to have you out there not knowing whether you guys are going to run, whether you're going to pass. Being just the most versatile that you can be is definitely a good trait and a needed trait to have as a tight end in this league.
Those names that you mentioned, do you consider yourself to be
No.
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 What?
I mean, as soon as I consider myself up there, I need to retire. I'm always trying to, find somebody to chase, find something to chase. As soon as I get comfortable putting my name in stuff like that, I need to need to rethink what I'm doing. I'm always trying to get better.
But this is the contract year, though, so good things to lie in for a good year.
For sure.
You had the chance to spend time with some of those guys these summer. I'm sure there's been several applications from tight end university. But was there a moment or two that you're like, here's something I learned today?
A moment. There was 30. I mean, just talking route concepts and manipulation. Obviously, I think Travis Kelce's one of the best in the game at that. I watch a lot of his film, just trying to kind of see what he does, and obviously a lot of the stuff is not fitting in what we do, but to just see him react and being able to get open. So it looks like it's so easy, but it's really not. He's doing so much that people don't understand. And getting to just talk with him for 10 minutes was awesome.
I think you started really starting training camp, then you had the ankle. Was there ever a moment during, I mean, I know it wasn't serious, but that you were dang, I've made it all the way to this point, now I've got a setback?
I mean, setbacks are obviously something you never want to have happen, but luckily Blake just went through a whole year of that, and I knew his mindset, and I kind of had the same mindset. Obviously, it's a completely different injury. But I mean, if you start to get down on yourself, that's when it goes bad. So I was just trying to do everything I could each day to get better. Luckily, it wasn't something that was really that bad. So was able to come back pretty quickly. But yeah, as soon as when you get something like that, I mean, you got to take it day by day for sure.
Things that you learned from Whitney, that's still in your head. You're still oh yeah, I remember this.
Every day. Every day. I mean, I could name 20, but I mean, it's just whether it's more on how I emulate my day to day. I try to go about my day just like he went about his. Having that year with him was awesome, just to see how he was able to carry himself, how he approached a game plan, how he was able to watch film on these days. Your game plan goes in here. Here's what you should watch on Wednesday. Here's how you should approach it Thursday. All that stuff was very helpful for somebody that was going on year 2 in the league. So I think that was a lot of those types of things were, I think, the biggest, kind of helpful tips that I kind of saw from him.
When he was here, there was that year where you're probably averaging a few offensive snaps a game. I don't know if it felt like a blessing then to have, or I guess, how do you look back at that time, even though I'm sure it was difficult not to be on the field offensively? Does your perspective of that period of just sitting maybe have changed a little bit over the years when you've kind of been able to pick up on the value?
I just think everything happens for a reason, for sure. Him coming back ended up being one of the biggest helps to my mindset, and I learned a lot from him. And so I think it was. I mean, I ended up here, and I'm doing. I'm having good success, and I feel like a lot of that may come from that year. But yeah, it was definitely a good thing.
Going back to last year, Dak got hurt. When did you know it was bad? Were you on the field for that?
I was not on the field, but as soon as I saw it, Dak doesn't go down and stay down. So as soon as I saw him stay down, I was like, uh-oh. That was probably when I knew, when he didn't pop up.
Was there anything about the stadium and how quiet it got that anything kind of stood by with you?
Don't remember much.
Yeah. Is that because you just don't want to remember it? Or
Nah, I just didn't really
blank
remember
out
much.
Because it's, oh crap, our quarterback's gone. Dak.
Dude, I couldn't tell you.
Dalton, it appears that the chemistry and automatic communication between you and Dak keeps growing and getting better. How do you
have a memory of how much that had an opportunity to develop last year before he got hurt, after Blake got hurt?
I mean, it's been developing from the off seasons. I mean, we feel like we've done a lot of work with him in the off season, just getting out there and running routes on whatever field we can. I feel like a lot of the work that's been put in has helped to kind of benefit that, and then you see it pay off on game days when you have good receptions, conversions on third down. That trust keeps building. But yeah, I think you gotta have that preparation in order to earn those opportunities on game day, and I felt like we've both done that, me and Blake.
You sense that growing, that communication between the two?
Yeah, I mean, if you're not growing, I mean, you're getting worse. So those things are progressing week to week for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.